Hello, my name's Heather, and I'm going to show you how I made this model in Gravity Sketch. In this video, we are going to start constructing the outsole. I attempt to start with the cuboid. I always love doing that. However, I am going to switch to a different method for the top line of the outsole. So I'm going to create a guideline using the stroke tool. And there's a couple ways to do this. You can either, draw using your trigger finger right on the model, or you can use your grabber. It'll have that funny little end on it. I'll usually delete that, and then you can create new points using the grabber as opposed to the actual trigger. I am having quite a few sidewall wraps that wrap around the midsole and then also come up onto the upper. By the way, manufacturers hate that, but I'm doing it. And I start adjusting this line, and really that green cuboid I had made and stuck to the side is a little bit in the way, so in a couple minutes I'll just be deleting that probably. By putting points closer to each other, if you at a point almost right next to another point in a stroke, you can create a smaller radii. You get your general shape, and then to further refine the shape that you're working with, or the contour line, you can add points selectively. I now go into the stroke or ink tool menu and select Loop U. And what this does is turn the stroke or line or ink line that I've created into a loop. And it's easier to go back and keep the whole thing adjustable as you work. Because as you'll see, and I come up with this outsole, I will also continue adjusting the midsole and the upper blucher pattern piece. Let's speed this up a little bit. As I work on this concept, I am going in the direction of a foam. I really love the concept of a recycled material, or a composite that includes recycled, and it's also perhaps and hopefully biodegradable in some way. So I'm looking at a 2-density foam, injection foam construction, I think. So as I do this, I'm going to be working with the thicknesses of that midsole, and I think I'm going to make this outsole a little thicker as well. So it's going to be, you'll have some geometric tendencies to it. Definitely not a compression rubber outsole. I continue to adjust the midsole. I'm able to pull that bottom edge out. I'm actually happy I forgot to make a layer so I can show you how to do it after the fact. So here I create a layer. I just grab the object I want to be in that layer and place it on the layer, and it is in that layer. So now as I build the outsole, it will be included in the layer. I am now going to start creating the cuboid that is going to become the outsole. And today, because you can do this in any order, in any way, in any part first. Today I'm building it in two halves, a medial and a lateral half. One of the reasons I like creating in medial and lateral halves is when you do mirror, you will have the same number of loops to attach the two objects back together, those medial and lateral sides. And I take my time selecting the pairs of points. And only adding loops when I absolutely need to pull the outsole outside of the midsole. Using the shape of the midsole directly as a guide. I have to add a loop here so I can have a nice surface to extrude. And then I extrude the toe cap. And adjust its shape. Take a look at it. Right. Now I have the lateral side of this outsole selected. I'm going to mirror that. I've hit that baked button, so those two pieces are now completely separate. And you'll see the medial side pop right out, but it's an exact mirror, so you'll see there's some overlap. It's not asymmetrical like the model that we've started so far. I will start removing the inside faces because I'm going to be attaching these two halves together. So I'm going to remove the inside faces of this side, and I'm going to remove the inside faces of the lateral side as well. So I'll go under there. And make sure I delete those. And you'll see why in just a moment. Right, now once I have those deleted, I can shift that half of the outsole in place, and what I do is I select the addition tool, and by doing that you can now connect the faces together. So we're going to go ahead and start zippering these two halves together and adjusting the medial side to also fit the last and the midsole. And this will take a little noodling because I have made it complicated enough that it's going to take some time. And accidentally, points will connect that you don't want to connect, and you can always undo it very easily. So connect these guys and then worry a little bit more about the shape after. And then I can actually go ahead and delete that guideline that I've created. But what we have here is both sides of this object are rounded. So we're going to go and grab the crease tool, and sometimes you can be really quick because what you can do is slide the crease tool just across the lines that you want to crease. So, this is good if, I'm interested in making a beveled edge. So being able to slide that crease tool across both of those lines at the same time, it can be a little quicker. But I have sped up this video so you can just get the idea of what I'm doing. And then I can see the actual backside edge, and I'm able to pull that out and have it meet fairly close. I mean, I could put on the snap tool or turn on the snap function in the subdivision menu. So I start to add that crease detail on the sidewall contour line. And only adding the lines where I absolutely need to. And then again going back and recreasing. Creating that medial side contour line through the instep. And just continuing to either selectively add lines with the cutting tool, creasing, and adjusting the geometry of my model. And that is pretty much it. In the next video, we will be making a counterpiece.